ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीप्रपत्कमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सुतं श्रीजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता नमोस्तुते तप्त काञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। गुरुगौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्येश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone. So I'll put the verse up and let's all recite it. So some of you may know this verse. This is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 7. Let's recite it together. Matta partaram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mayi sarvam vidam protam sutre mani ganaiva. Once more. Matta partaram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mayi sarvam vidam protam sutre mani ganaiva. Matta partaram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mayi sarvamidam protam sutre maniganaiva. So this verse says, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So Krishna is speaking to Arjun, and Arjun's another name is Dhananjaya. He's saying, O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. So look at this verse. There are two parts to this verse. Okay, the first part says there is no truth superior to me, which means I'm the supreme person. I'm the topmost, and there is no one like me. Right? I'm the most powerful, most opulent. I'm the cause of all causes. I'm the master of everyone. I'm the source of all sources. Right? Everything comes from me. So he's saying nobody is superior to me. Then he says, second part of this, he says, everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So he gives an analogy, right? You all understand analogy is like a comparison, something that appeals to our logic, something of this world that we understand, that we know. And Krishna explains a philosophical concept by giving these analogies, right? Things that are already understood by us. He weaves that analogy into the philosophical context and tells us that this is how everything is resting on me as if pearls resting on a thread. So basically, he's the thread and all the pearls are resting on him. So this is the two parts, okay? The first part is Matta Partaram Nanya. He says, I'm the topmost, I'm supreme, okay? So that makes it sound like a very, fierce person, maybe somebody very frightening, maybe somebody very ferocious, very powerful, right? Somebody we should be scared of because there is nobody superior to him. So he's very great, right? God is great. So here comes the greatness of the God, that he is supreme. Then, but he says, no, yes, I'm supreme. But then he gives a very sweet analogy. He gives this sweetness. He says, Sutre Mani Ganaiva. But you all are pearls, and I am supporting you like a thread, like a pearls resting on a thread. And who are the pearls here? All of us, the whole world, everything that comes from him, that's the pearls. And everything, all of that, especially us, are resting on him like a thread. So he gives this very sweet, very almost like unexpected analogy that we wouldn't expect. When somebody says, I'm very fierce, you would think he would say, okay, I'm fierce like a lion. I'm fierce like a dragon. I'm more powerful than the biggest demon in this whole world, But instead of giving like a ferocious example or something. He gives a very sweet example that you are like pearls and I am the thread on which everything is resting. Okay? So this is the two aspects of our Supreme Lord, that yes, He is great, He is supreme, He is great. This is the greatness of God, that there is nobody superior to Him. But then there is a sweetness to our Lord also. He is so sweet that He is not saying, oh, I'm so big and you are like stones, you are like dust, you are like a speck of sand or grains. No, He's saying you're pearls. You're pearls. Imagine He's comparing us to something so valuable, something so precious. And so we mean a lot to Him. So He gives this very sweet example. So this is the sweetness of the Lord. So that is why there are two aspects of the Lord, and I put both of them here. One is the Aishwarya aspect, which means He is very opulent, He's topmost, He's supreme, He's powerful, possesses all the energies, everything comes from Him. And then He has this Madhurya aspect, it's this sweet aspect, which says that you are my pearls and you're resting on me. I'm supporting you. I'm supporting you like pearls are supported by a thread. So this is His Madhurya Bhav. You know, sometimes people say God is great. But He's not just great, because if He was just great, then He would be inaccessible to us. We will not be able to approach Him, right? There's somebody like president of the country, we cannot reach Him. He's unapproachable to us. Somebody very supreme. He says, no, I am powerful, but I'm also very merciful. I'm also very kind. I'm like your father. So He has this sweetness, and He's not just sweet. What would it mean if somebody is just powerful but not sweet, which means they're inaccessible to us, they're frightening to us? And what would it mean if somebody is just sweet but not powerful? Then how does it matter? Then it's like us, we are all sweet to each other, but we are not powerful. So his greatness is that he is both great and sweet. He has this Aishwarya, opulent aspect to him, and he has this very Madhurya, sweet relationship with us, this exchanges with us, which makes him accessible to us, which makes him approachable by somebody ordinary like us. And look at this analogy of pearls strung on a thread. He says, I don't know if I need it. He says, I'm a thread that runs directly through you. He doesn't say that I'm above you or I'm below you. He says, I go right through you, right? Because what is the nature of a pearl necklace? Anybody is wearing a pearl necklace? So I put this here because I didn't know if anybody would be wearing. But pearls are strung on a thread, which means the thread is going right through those pearls. So Krishna is so accessible to us that He's seated inside us. He's within us. He's around us. He's everywhere, and He's within all of us. If all of us are like pearls, then He's running through all of us, and He knows everything about all of us, right? So this is His, all-pervasive aspect that is going right through us. So I really like this analogy because these two aspects are so closely related, and we think that, Lord is this somebody, in Christian religion, other religion, they say, oh, Lord is somebody sitting up in heaven. So only when you leave your body, then you can reach Him. But actually, no, He is every day present in our life. He's playing a role in our life every day, every moment. We just have to look towards Him. We just have to look inside, and we'll see that He's the thread inside the pearl that we are, right? We just have to approach Him, and He's there. We can see His plans happening in our life. He reveals Himself to us as we try to approach Him, right? Some of you have felt His presence. When you chant His names, you feel that He's reciprocating with you, right? So, but now I have a question. Okay, so we understand He's a thread and we are pearls. Tell me some qualities of pearls. Like, how are we like pearls? What are some of the qualities of pearls? And you will see that this verse is not just a simple analogy. Actually, there are many, many layers to this verse. Why is Krishna saying pearls and He didn't say something else? So tell me some qualities of the pearls. We all want, like to have pearl necklaces. Why do we like pearl necklaces? What is it so beautiful? Shiny, okay. So very good looking, attractive, right? They're different colors. So are we different type of people in this world, different species, all children of God, but different species, different colors? And are we decorating this necklace of Lord? Right? This is His necklace. This is His necklace. And He says we are strung upon in that necklace like different colorful pearls. Different quality. So each have individual entity, right? So there are so many pearls. Is it like one big stone, or is it like many pearls? Many pearls that are strung together. So each have an individual entity. Yet we are united by this thread, right? This thread is uniting us. So who is uniting us? Who is our common father? Common, when we speak of fatherhood or common brotherhood, who's our one father? Supreme Lord. Why is he our father? Because we are all emanating from him. He's supporting all of us. And he thinks we are very valuable. He thinks we are very precious. We are very beautiful, very attractive to him. And he has a place for each of us on his necklace that he doesn't want to reject. He doesn't want to reject any of us. He says, all of you are strung on my thread. Imagine if even one pearl was missing from a thread, would the necklace look good? They'll all be like slipping and sliding on the necklace. Would you have much use for that kind of necklace? You wouldn't wear it. No. So imagine Krishna's necklace, if we are destroying other species, if we are fighting with other people that are not the same color as we are, that are not the same gender as we are, that are not the same various bodily identifications as we are. But Krishna is saying, I need all the colors. I need the pink color pearl. I need the yellow color pearl. I need the white color pearl. I have strung them on my necklace. Why are you taking some pearls out? My necklace will break, right? So Krishna is saying, you're so valuable. You're so rare. Pearls are rare. Right? You understand me, mind? He's saying you are so beautiful, you are so rare, you are so attractive to me. And we are, what is another quality of a necklace, pearl necklace? Are they all connected to each other? Right? So are we supposed to be connected to each other? We are all in line, right? We're all connected to each other. So are we supposed to be, connected to each other with the help of Supreme Lord? Yes. So he should be the center, right? He should be the center, and we should all be connected to each other through him. We should know that we are incomplete without him, right? If the thread was not there, would the pearls fall apart or no? Would the necklace break or no? Right? The whole necklace will break. So, in order to make us a complete whole, remember we were discussing the verse from Ishopanishad, Om Purnam Mada Purnamridam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Shishyate. So we are complete whole. Krishna says we are complete whole. But we are complete whole in relationship with him. By ourselves, we are not complete whole, because Prabhupada gives this analogy in the purport to that verse. He says, imagine this hand. This hand is only functional if it is connected to the full body. What use would I have for the hand if it is separated from the body? That hand is useless. I don't just take somebody's hand. I need the full body for the hand to function. So hand is only useful and complete and whole and perfect if it's connected to the body. Similarly, the pearls look beautiful and attractive and make for a very valuable jewel, very valuable necklace worth having only if it's strung on those threads. So if we understand the presence of Krishna in our life, how he's uniting each of us, how we are so precious to him, he values us, he wants us back. Imagine his necklace, the pearls are missing. He wants us back in the necklace. He's calling us back to him. Every verse of Bhagavad Gita, he says, come back to me. And you will never go back to this material world again, because you will be part of my beautiful necklace. Right now, those pearls are missing. The necklace is broken, right? So that's why I really like this analogy, that how are we like pearls? And then another aspect of this analogy is that no one is rejected. Krishna says, everybody is valuable to me. Right? Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, each of you have a unique identity. Each of you have a unique purpose. So you cannot condemn anybody else. You cannot say that, oh, my purpose in this life is bigger than this person's purpose. I'm in a profession which is more valuable than this person, or something like that. No, I'm more beautiful, or I am more intelligent, or I have more wealth. No, Krishna says nobody is rejected. I want everyone. All those are my pearls, right? So he does not reject anyone at all. Each has a beautiful, unique place on that necklace, and we need to realize that each of us have our own purpose to fulfill in life. And one of the main purposes is to look inside and realize that it's the thread that's binding us together, and that's whose presence we need to realize. The thread, who's the most powerful person. So Krishna says, this is how I'm most powerful, because you all are being supported by me, right? And then let's keep going. I really like this picture here. It says, "You are precious and highly valuable in the eyes of God. Everyone has his own specific vocation or mission in life. Everyone must carry out a concrete assignment that demands fulfillment. Therein he cannot be replaced. So nobody can be replaced. Nobody should think that I can be replaced. I have no value to this life. We need to use this life, to realize the presence of that thread within and understand that we have a very solid purpose in life. We are not somebody that can be replaced by anybody else. Each person has a unique personality, unique talent, unique skill. That is all God given, all given by Krishna. And the purpose of this life is to realize his presence and go back to him, to make a full necklace. So I really like this, how you're so precious. We think that, okay, Krishna is so supremely powerful. He'll think, oh, you are like dust to me. Right? We are ultimately very small. This is another quality of a pearl. The pearl is really small. Is pearl really small or not? Yeah. Right? So this is the broken necklace of Krishna. This is a picture, some of you probably know this. This is a picture from painting made by one of the artists from Bhagavad, the story of Kumar. Yeah, you're all familiar with Kumar. So it's a very beautiful story. This is Kumar's journey from material world back to spiritual world, back to Godhead, how he finds his way back to Krishna. Okay. And this is what happens. This was written by Sanatana Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami describes that when Kumar reached Golok Vrindavan, when he reached back to Krishna, how Krishna embraced him. And this is what he says. He leaped forward and came close to me. Compelled by the affection of his helpless devotee, I fainted in love at seeing him. He caught hold of me by the neck and suddenly he too fell to the ground. So very beautiful lines. In Brihad Bhagavatam, it describes the reunion of a devotee or a soul that's long lost from the Lord, and when the soul is reunited with Krishna, what happens? So Krishna values so much, he embraces that soul that's come back to him. Right now, he says, where were you? Where did you go? He's doing his pastimes there. Imagine he's playing, and he had a role for you to play, and you went away. So he's saying, where were you? We wanted you. We needed you to play this role in our pastime, in our play. We were playing. Where did you go? All this time, where did you go? You need to come back and play. We were playing here. Right? So Krishna is missing us. He's waiting for us. And he's calling us through devotees. He's calling us through scriptures. He's calling us through, giving us Harinam. He's calling us through dham, through temples. Through all these merciful resources that he's given us in this material world to realize the presence of thread, who's so patiently waiting, who's so powerful. He says, I'm so powerful that I can support all of you. Yet he waits, very, very patiently waits back in spiritual world for us to come back. So let's understand more about this smallness of the pearl, right? How small the pearl is. So we need to sometimes put this in perspective, because sometimes we think we are the lord of everything. Like I'm in my house, I'm the master. I'm ordering my kid around or my spouse around, and we think that we are the masters. So, but let me put this in a perspective for you. So look at this. This is Mahavishnu, right? Everybody knows Mahavishnu, Karnadakshin Vishnu, right? He lies in causal ocean or Karna ocean. And from his body, pores, come many, many universes. Many, many universes come out, right? How do they come out? Every time he exhales, so many universes come out from the pores of his body. Every time he inhales, all these universes go back in his body. I'm sorry, I'm in a little trouble. Now this is one such universe, right? Or let's say galaxy of full of millions of stars, millions and billions of stars. In this galaxy that has billions of stars, each star, imagine, is like a sun, according to modern science. And each of that, so imagine in this solar system, millions of stars, so many suns, so many planets, right? We have one sun around which these 8-9 planets revolve, right? And one of them is Earth, okay? On that Earth, this is Earth. We have so many countries. I don't think I know the names of even 0.1% of the countries, 0.01% of the countries that are there, right? I don't even know their names. And out of all those countries, there is this country called North America. In that North America, there are so many cities. Okay, this is a picture of Paris, so different continent, but you get the idea. There are so many cities, right? Paris and this is Italy, I think. Who knows what this city is? So I was just trying to describe, our smallness, right? How small we are. Thank you, Divine. So just like pearls are so small, right? We are so small. And I'm trying to put this in perspective of how small we are. Big galaxy, millions of stars. Imagine, think about it. Each star with its own planetary system. Each planet with so many countries. Well, at least our Earth has so many countries. Each country with so many cities, and in that we are these houses, right? We live in that one small house. In that house, we think we are so important. We are so big. We are the lord of this house, right? We try to control everybody. So this is us. We are nothing but like a little speck in this universe. We don't even know the extent of the universe. And this universe, imagine there is not just one universe. There are millions of universes coming out from the body of Mahavishnu when he exhales. And in these universes, we are like a speck. We are not, we are like a little bubble who's, bursts and then goes back, right? So, and in that house, we try to become so important. In that community, we try to become so important. We try to act as if we're so big. But think about it, that, Krishna, he's not saying you're small. He's actually saying you are very important to me. Even though we are so small, and we should realize this position as a devotee, we should know that we are very small and should stay humble, that our position is nothing compared to Lord, right? He is great. We are not. We are very small. We are infinitesimal and he's infinite. He is Vibhu and we are Anu. We should know that. We are just part and parcel. Yet, look at Krishna's sweetness. He's saying you are so valuable. You are so great. But your greatness, your importance is in the fact that you're connected with me. You are a complete whole only if you're connected to me, right? He's saying you are great. You're great. I value you. I want you back. He's giving us such a mercy that he is, giving us the position of a pearl. He didn't give the analogy, you're like a stone, you're like a grain, you're like a grain of sand, you're like a piece of dust. No, he said, I'm powerful, but you're a pearl. You're so important to me. You're my child. You're my, you're so important. You're so great. But a devotee feels himself to be like a small blade of grass. He has that genuine humility. But yes, Krishna, and we should understand that he is considering us to be very valuable. He's thinking my necklace is worthless if even one of these pearls is missing. So that's what he's thinking. Thank you. Okay, so after this, let's look at these. This is Krishna's mercy that he comes to protect each of his devotees. He says that my devotees are so important that I come to protect them. A little Prahlad is calling for him, and he comes to protect him from Hiranyakashipu. He lifts mountains for us. Look at him. He's so sweet that he lifts mountains for us. He's lifting this mountain for these simple cowherd people of Vrindavan, simple village people of Vrindavan. This is what he does in our life. He can lift mountains for you. But all you have to do is to recognize the presence of that thread that is going through each of us within this universe, and from whom all these universes are coming, and he's supporting and maintaining them all. Whether or not you believe in Lord, he's still maintaining you, right? Whether or not the pearl knows that there is a thread going through him. Pearl doesn't know. Pearl thinks that, oh, I'm just, hanging out. But Pearl doesn't know that there is a thread going through him that's supporting him. So all Krishna wants is for us to recognize his presence, that we are being supported by him, we are being maintained by him, that he is the foundation on which we are situated. And when we realize that, when we start turning to him, then this is what he does for us. He comes like Narsingha, he comes as the Giridhari, and he shows his universal form to Arjun so that everybody can see how vast and big he is. He has no beginning and no end, right? Um, so all these demigods, whenever they're in trouble, devas, imagine they're running to Krishna for help. So this is how opulent he is. And so from his perspective, it is so foolish if we think that we are supreme, we are Lord, we are master, we are so big. This is what Krishna is thinking. Really, look at what I am doing, and you are in Krishna's perspective, we are so small actually, we are nothing. And his opulence is, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 10, that whatever there is that you see in this world, all that is just a spark of my grandeur, just a spark of my splendor. He says, Yad yad vibhuti matsatvam srimad urjit eva va tat tat eva va gachatvam tejo amsha sambhava. That is just a spark of my splendor. He lists all these splendorous things that he is ocean amongst the water bodies, mountain amongst the still this जो स्थिर होते हैं उनमें. I'm the Prahlad among the demons. I'm the Parshuram amongst all those that wield weapons. So he gives so many things, right? But he says after all of this, he says that but whatever I have described to you is nothing but just a tiny spark of my splendor. I have not told you even half the truth. I have not told you even 0.1% of the truth. The truth is actually beginningless and endless, and you will not be able to understand it. And you don't need to understand all that, he says. He says, you don't need to understand me completely. All you need to do is to recognize me, to approach me with a sincere heart, right? So he says, in the same chapter, he says that those that try to approach me with sincere heart, I give them all the knowledge, right? He says, तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन माम् उपयन्ति ते तेषामेव अनुकम्पार्थम् अहम् अज्ञानं जन्तमा नश्यामि आत्मभावस्तो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वता. He says, I will give you the knowledge. All you have to do is तेषां सततयुक्तानां, people that are constantly endeavoring for me. भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं, प्रीति पूर्वकम जो मेरा भजन करते हैं, with love and devotion, people that are doing my service, doing my bhajan, to those I give this knowledge, right? Tadami buddhi yogam tam, I give the knowledge by which you can come back to me. He says, I light the lamp of knowledge inside your heart. So such opulent our Lord is, and so but despite being so great, we do not understand his greatness. We do not want to recognize his greatness, and people are always looking for reasons to not recognize his greatness. So let's see this. Yes, no.
I'm seeing the pearls think there is no thread.
Pearls think there is no thread. Yes, that is true. So what do you think is holding the pearls together? Glue? Could be glue. Could they be magnetic? That could be causing them to stick together. Could it be? Yes, right? So pearls, if they don't want to recognize the presence of thread, then Krishna has provided explanations for that also. So yes, if in this world you want to stay atheistic and say that there is no thread, I am just by myself and I am supreme and everybody is just hanging out, then Krishna says, okay, there is explanations for those too. That's how all these atheistic theories come about, right? So yes, Krishna gives all these if somebody doesn't want to believe in him, he says, yes, I will make that belief form in your heart where you won't believe me, right? But if you want to approach me, then I will also make that belief form in your heart so that you will be able to approach me. Ye yatham mam prapadyante tam tathaiva bhajamyam, right? However you want to approach me. If you decide that I do not exist, then I'll give you all the reasons to believe that I do not exist, right? So in this way, Krishna, so we came back full circle to where all the universes are coming from Mahavishnu. This is again the picture of Gop Kumar. So how eagerly Krishna is waiting for the devotee to come back. The Gop Kumar, we can all be Gop Kumars and go back to Godhead. So he's waiting patiently and he embraces. And then let's talk about qualities of the thread. So we heard about qualities of pearls, right? Pearls are very beautiful, they're very valuable, they're very rare. Each has a place on the necklace. Each has individual identity, right? But they're all united by a thread. Nobody is rejected because Krishna wants all the pearls, otherwise his necklace will break. So what are the qualities of the thread now? The thread that's going through the pearls. Some qualities come to mind. It holds, it supports everything. So it has this, it's a strong thread that's supporting everything, right? If that thread broke, everything will be broken, right? So nobody can wear that necklace if the thread is broken. We can't wear a necklace like that. So yes, he's holding, he's supporting, he's sustaining everything, he's maintaining everything. Everything is situated on him. What other qualities are there?
It's a strong stance.
Clasp, okay.
So it's like sometimes we lose. So
Okay, very nice. Good, nice analogy. Okay, yeah, they bring together. Now, in a nice necklace, let's say if it's a nice necklace, can you see the thread? If it's a nicely made necklace, if it's a properly made necklace, you can't see the thread. That's a quality of thread, right? So Lord is present, but you can't see him. He's imperceptible. That's why he's inconceivable. He cannot be seen in this world. He cannot be seen unless he decides to reveal himself to us by his causeless mercy, through his devotees or by himself. He decides to reveal, then only we can understand his presence. But otherwise, in a nicely made necklace, you cannot see the thread. And that's the beauty of a necklace. If you can see the thread, then that's not a very beautiful necklace, right? So the pearls should be very closely connected that you can't see the thread. So that's another property, that Krishna cannot be found anywhere in this world just by looking for him. You can see and you can look and you can look. You will not find God. You will not find Lord if you're just looking. If you use your logics, you think I'll just learn all the verses. If I'll just dig into all the scripture, then I can see God or feel God. No, you will not be able to see or feel God unless you do some effort, you make some effort, you make some devotion, do some devotional service where he will show his causeless mercy to you. So if he decides to reveal himself, only then you can see him, right? Otherwise you cannot see him. So pearls, even though he's running through them, they cannot see him. They're unaware of his presence. So then how can we see the God? If he's so imperceptible, he's running through us, but we cannot see him, how can we see God?
It's because for our heart. I mean, when we are really focusing on him or meditating on him or doing the kirtan with all our heart, we can feel it.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So let me. I think Navya wants to recite this verse, but okay. So Mataji said, if we look deep inside our heart, we can find him, right? But how, we are such materially absorbed people. We are so distracted by all these sensual and sensory disturbances around us. How, we don't have the capacity to really perceive Paramatma inside.
If it's our will, we will do it.
So one of the processes is chanting of the Lord's names, right? Because it's like a child calling out. Because we have to remember that Krishna is our sweet Lord, right? If he's a sweet Lord, then he will respond to our cries. So we have to call out to him, right? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that's one way for the pearl to realize the presence of thread, by calling out like a child cries to his parent. So his parent will respond, right? So we want him to respond. Navya, you want to tell how do we see? How do we see Lord? A verse that can tell us how to see the Lord. Can we see him with our eyes? Yes. So how? What is there a verse that tells you that? He manjana churita bhakti vilochanena santa sadeva hridayeshu vilokayanti yam shama sundaram achintaya guna swarupam govindamadi purusham tamha bhajami. This is from Brahma Samhita. Lord Brahmaji is saying this, right? He's saying, Prem Anjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. You can see me. How can you see me? By putting the ointment of love on your eyes. So Anjan kya hota hai? Anjan, ya balm bolte na, Anjan laga lo. Anjan is an ointment. So eyes anointed with love are the only ones that can see me. Prem Anjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena. वो लोचन, वो eyes, वो आंखें देख सकती हैं जिन पे भक्ति का या प्रेम का अंजन लगा है, राइट? यम श्याम संता सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयति. संत लोग जो होते हैं, sages, वो अपने हृदय में कैसे देखते हैं भगवान को? By eyes anointed with love, because they do devotional service. They have invoked love and devotion, love and service and devotion for the Lord. And क्या रूप देखते हैं वो भगवान का? यम श्याम सुंदरम अचिंतया गुणा स्वरूप, वो ब्यूटीफुल श्याम सुंदर फॉर्म जो अचिंत्य है, जो इनकंसीवेबल है टू रेगुलर मंडेन ऑर्डिनरी पीपल. दैट फॉर्म इज इनकंसीवेबल. दैट फॉर्म is revealed to these sages within their hearts when they have eyes anointed with love. And this is said by Brahmaji, and Brahmaji says, Krishna was saying that I'm the topmost, I'm the supreme. There is no one like me. There is one without another, right? We say there is one without second. Krishna is one without second. हाँ, हर चीज का second होता है. जैसे कि in this world, you have a most wealthy person, then there is a second wealthy person, right? There is a most beautiful lady, then there is a second most beautiful lady, something like that. There is always a second in this world. But Krishna is one without second. Nobody can say, can we say, okay, is this statement true or false? Krishna is the most wealthy person in the world. True or false? True. Krishna is the only wealthiest person in the world. Krishna, क्योंकि अगर कोई most है तो इसका मतलब कोई more भी होगा, कोई उससे कम भी होगा, उससे कम भी हो सकता है, right? Because there is a comparison. Most wealthy means okay, he's the wealthiest, but then there is somebody else that can also have some wealth next to him. No, all the wealth belongs to him only. So he is the possessor of proprietor of all the wealth. So he is the only wealthiest person. We are all paupers. So there is no comparison. So he's without comparison. He's one without second. And Brahmaji in Brahma Samhita, same, where we quoted this verse from, he says, Ishvara Parma Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. He says, you are the topmost, Ishvara Parma Krishna, and you have a beautiful form, Satchidanand form. We are seeing the thread right now, which is an all-pervasive form. But there is a beautiful form of Krishna, the Bhagwan root, that's waiting for us back in the spiritual abode. And he says, Anadiradir Govinda. From you, everything comes, but you do not come from anything. You are beginningless and endless. So if you are the beginning of everything, from you everything comes, but you don't come from anything. So you are the cause of all causes. You are the topmost cause. You are the source of all sources. He says, Sarva Karana Karan. Sabhi Karanon ke Karan, cause of all causes is you. So in this way, all these are all the qualities of a thread that we cannot find him, that he's supporting us. I was thinking about this when I was meditating on this verse. People, last year, one of our India's big achievement was that we went on the moon, Chandrayaan-3. We became the 4th country to go on the moon, right? And it was a big achievement. Yes, why not? But this, when US went on the moon, so Neil Armstrong was the first person to go in space. So somebody asked Neil Armstrong when he came back, you went into space. You must have seen all the heavens and all. Did you see God there? They asked him, Neil Armstrong, he was doing all these trips and he was giving speeches. Did you see God there? Did you happen to see God there when you went to the space? So Neil Armstrong was very confused by this answer. What? By this question, what? No, I did not see God. And then somebody else answered to this. He said, if somebody cannot see God while living on this planet, on this earth, they cannot find him in outer space either. Right? So you have to be able to perceive God while you're in this body, in this life. You can perceive God. The pearl can sense the thread. You don't need to go looking in the outer space for him. You can go, so you can look and look. You can go out as much in the outer space. You can explore the outer space as much as you want. You cannot find him. You can go deep into the atom. You cannot find it. So all the atomic physics and the quantum physics and all this Oppenheimer and Einstein, they have all resorted to the scriptures to understand God. They are not able to find him in just the study of atomic energy and atomic science, right? So you can go as far out, as far in as you want, but you cannot know God. So the only way to know it is Premanjana Charita, right? This is from Einstein. I really like to quote Einstein's quotes because I think he was a very spiritual personality and a big, intellectual scientist, a physicist at that. And he said the splitting of the atom has changed everything except for how we think. So he read Bhagavad Gita and he used to quote many times from Bhagavad Gita actually. we need to change our thinking. So, we are looking for God everywhere outside and everywhere here and there in the outside world. But we have to look for him in the inner space. Outer space is not where we are going to find God. We have to find him in the inner space because he's going right through us like that thread going through the pearl. So even Queen Kunti says in her prayers that, no, there is no way to know you because you have decided to hide yourself from us. She says, Na lakshay se mood drishya, nato natya dharoyata. You have hidden yourself in plain vision. He's hiding in plain vision. Lord is hiding in plain vision, but we cannot see him because, pearls are thinking that they're just hanging by themselves. This is Neil Armstrong. It suddenly struck me that tiny pea, pretty and blue was the earth. I put up my thumb and shut one eye, and my thumb blotted out the planet Earth. I didn't feel like a giant anymore. I felt very, very small. So when he went to outer space, he realized that he's very, very small actually. So we need to know our smallness. We need to know Lord's greatness. We need to know Lord's sweetness. And we need to know that we can perceive him in this world, in this life, in this body. And he has given us all the resources to perceive him. Another quote from Neil Armstrong. He said, "It's a great thing for a man to walk on the moon, but it's a greater thing for God to walk on the earth." So, so he doesn't need to walk here. He doesn't need to concern himself with us, right? We are so small. We are nothing compared to him. But it's his causeless mercy that he decides to walk here. He decides to come here. He just comes as Narsimha. He comes as Lord Ram. He comes in his original form as Krishna and so many other innumerable millions of incarnations that he comes as. He doesn't need to come, but he comes just for us, right? So that is the greatness of the God. So it's not our greatness that we can go to the moon. It's his greatness that he comes here and walks with us. So this is just some of the things that I was showing, that these are not the ways to, I mean, Vedas, yes, if you read them with just a philosophical, intellectual view, then you won't be able to understand him, just as logic, like for logic and for arguments and just all this, then you won't be able to understand him. If you're just learning Sanskrit from Vedas, that's not going to help. I actually found a theorem. Somebody found a God, it was called, I can't remember this. There is a name for this theorem that proves the existence of God through this mathematical theorem. So, and this is somebody, one of the Greek authorities who was trying to understand the presence of God. So there are so many people, through histories, through ages, that try to understand the presence of God. This was a very great legend, Thomas Aquinas. He actually proved also the existence of God. This is Plato and Aristotle in this beautiful picture. I really like this concept. So you will, some of you will like this. So Aristotle said this. Aristotle said that there is a prime mover. There is a prime mover, or the primal cause, which is same as what Brahmaji is saying. There is a cause to all causes, right? And that cause of all causes, the prime mover. Everything is in motion. Everything has been put in motion by somebody. Everything is so precisely set, right? Our sun rises and moon rises and sunsets, and there are seasons, and there is tides of the ocean, and there are so many innumerable species of plants and animals and germs and bacteria and birds, and there is some software set up in this whole universe that makes everything runs in a very smooth way, in a very precise way actually, right? Very precisely things happen. So when there is a precision, when there is a software setup, you must know that there is a creator, there is a prime cause, there is somebody who set it up. It's like saying, for example, we are walking in a desert, and you see some intricate thing, like let's say a watch in the desert. You pick up the watch. What would you think? Would you think that all the elements aligned together to make this watch? Such a precise watch was made by just random chance that so many metals and things came together and made this watch? Or would you think that there was some person, some wonderful scientist who made this watch and has dropped it here, right? Well, which one is more logical to you? There is a scientist, because this cannot be a random chance. It's such a precise instrument was made by randomly elements coming together, right? So this universe is more precise than any of the instruments that we know of. Our body, imagine each cell is like precisely functioning. that all the organs, how we age, how we get disease, how we get better, everything, how we get children, everything is so precisely set in motion. How can such a precise human instrument, and then there are so many instruments, 8.4 million species that have been precisely made. So can they be just a random chance? If a watch cannot be made by random chance, how can this beautiful, creation and this precision of all this that Lord has set in place, all this software that Lord has set in place, how can that be by just random chance, right? So this is what Aristotle tried to prove, that since this world, he proved this. It's a beautiful. You should read this. Some of you like to read Aristotle's description of how we can prove the existence of God. So to a logical mind, it proves you that there is a God, right? So this, he says, there is a prime mover that's moving everything. This is something I saw in Shvetashvara Upanishad, which says the same thing. There is no truth superior to that supreme person. He's the supermost. He's smaller than the smallest and he's greater than the greatest. He's situated as a silent tree and he illumines the transcendental sky. And as a tree spreads its root, he spreads his extensive energy. So I think this verse kind of sums up the whole concept, that he's the supreme person. He's imperceptible. He's everywhere, but we cannot perceive him. Everything is coming from him. We can be smaller than the smallest or greater than the greatest at the same time. This is just how I've forgotten some of the things because of my delay in the class, but this is another verse. The very famous verse comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita that says, Ekale Ishvara Krishna Ar Sabritya Yare Chaya Chaya Sethai Che Kari Nritya. Let Krishna alone, the supreme controller, and all others are his servants. They dance as he makes them do so. So everything is working according to his mechanics. He has fixed this technology, how our body works, how the creation works, everything, system has been put in place by that supreme controller, the supreme creator. So this verse already. And this is Krishna reciprocating with his devotees personally. So you all know Prabhupada, right? Yeah. And this, I believe, this is Sanatana Goswami. Is this right, Prabhuji? This picture is depicting Sanatana Goswami. Is it Bilva Mangal Thakur? Okay. Bilva Mangal Thakur after he became blind. Yeah. So thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. So Sanatana Goswami is a different pastime where he comes to, Radharani comes to cover his head. Yeah. Oh, this is Lord. This is Sanatana Goswami with Gauranga. So in this way, and this is Sheet Chor Gopinath. So many beautiful exchanges are there, these exchanges with the Supreme Lord, we can feel them, like you can see all these examples, and all these examples are from scriptures, all these, and they're not very old. Like for example, Prabhupada felt reciprocation with the Lord. Some of you have felt personal reciprocation with the Lord in very small ways or big ways, but we have felt his exchanges with us. And these devotees, they were on the level of pure devotional service, on the level of Krishna prem. So they are constantly engaged in his service. They do not think of anything else but him. So with them, he's so personally exchanging, so personally manifesting himself to them, and we can feel his presence. All we have to do is to just follow the process that Prabhupada has given us, and then we can perceive his presence. So the pearls, they can actually understand how we are so valuable, how we are all united by this common thread, how there is a thread running through us, how he's supporting us, maintaining us, nurturing us, and how we are part of this beautiful necklace that will adorn the Supreme Lord. And we cannot break this necklace because it is his necklace, and he cherishes it. So he's supporting, like you said, it's a very strong thread. Now this is one of the Greek gods, but in Greek mythology they show that Lord has to really exert to lift the earth. But our sweet Lord that is described in our scriptures, and the sweet Lord that we know, he just plays the flute. He doesn't have to have big muscles and lift the earth like that. He very, very easily, very, very effortlessly, he holds everything on him. He says like pearls on the thread. He's not having to lift things like this. So it is said that, Krishna's flute is one of the ways in which he's calling us back. He has, 7 important notes that he plays on his flute, and each note is played for a particular type of devotee. Like some notes are played for the cowherd girls, for the gopis. Some notes are played for cows. Some notes are played for the calves. So he's playing these notes to call us back. That's why he has the flute, because he's calling us back. And that's it. That's I think so. I think that we've covered everything. I just wanted to show you how supreme, how powerful Lord is, what are his opulences, and then how he's maintaining us, even though we do not recognize him. There are so many atheists in this world, but they're also being maintained by the Supreme Lord. He's still keeping them on his necklace, they're still strong on his thread, even though they do not recognize his presence, right? He still maintains them. But they will not be able to realize him. They will not be able to fulfill the purpose of life. So, but we are all, trying to realize the purpose of life, realize this thread. And so, let's become aware that he's situated within the core of our heart. He's guiding us at all times. We just have to look towards him. Right? He's moving us. He's moving everyone. Think about it. Recently I heard this example. This beautiful example you've all seen. You've seen birds migrating from, there are these birds that migrate from Canada to Mexico in winter times, right? And then when the spring comes, they again go back to Canada. You will be amazed to know that people have studied these birds. Not a single bird gets lost on the way. Okay. And every year they make that journey, they follow the same route, they make the same exact stops. So, and they're not even supposedly intelligent like us, but they are able to do this. Somebody is guiding them. Something is guiding them. This journey. We are actually having to use GPS, and if we don't use GPS, we get lost somewhere, right? Even when we do use GPS, we still get lost. But they have this technology fit in them that they can make this thousands of miles of journey from Canada to Mexico and back. So same route and same stops. Not only birds, even there are, those monarch butterflies that do the same thing. They follow that same route, and not a single butterfly gets lost on the way. They all make it there and they all make it back. I mean, this is wonderful. So this is the creation of the God, and we cannot help but understand that he created, and we need to recognize his presence. He's ready to support us. He's given us all the resources we need. We have devotees, we have sadhu sangha, sat sangha, we have deities, we have books. Prabhupada has mercifully translated those books and given wonderful purports to them. We have Tulsi Maharani to take care of. We have dhams where we can visit and purify ourselves in such a way that we realize this, follow this process and realize the God's presence in this, while in this body, in this life, and go back to it. Okay, I'll stop here. Sorry for taking a long time. Anybody has any questions? I thought this verse was very beautiful, and I thought there were many layers to this. Sometimes we just take it in a very easygoing way. Okay, pearls on a thread. But actually think about how Krishna is called as pearls, how valuable we are to him. And he has, in the same verse, he has said that I'm the topmost, I'm the best, but you are not anything less for me. You are very important to me. So we are property of such a wealthy, the topmost person of this world. Okay, anybody wants to? Prabhuji, you want to share something? Add something?
While you were just thinking about the pearls, I remember my mom telling me that a good pearl never breaks if you bite it. So I'm thinking how, the soul is indestructible.
Oh, very nice point. Very nice. Yeah. So beautiful, valuable, rare, indestructible, united by the thread going through us. And thread is imperceptible. You cannot see it, feel it, And it is adorning the body of the Lord. It's his necklace. Mataji, Prabhuji, you want to add anything?
I think the quality of the thread which you mentioned is very useful. It is the nature. I mean, you don't see the presence of the Lord, but everything is not by him. So there are innumerable ways within our life that we can foresee That at every perception or at every instance of action of every person, there is so much to learn and see the presence of the science, which is just clearly reiterated by the magnanimity of the Lord. The more we understand the magnanimity of the Lord, the more we can understand our instrument position, because it actually gives us more opportunity, as you were mentioning, that the more we perceive the operances of the Lord, then we can understand our insignificant positions. Otherwise, it's very difficult to even fathom or even understand what Krishna is doing.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. You want to share something?
Thank you very much. That was actually very nice because we have read these verses, we have remembered these verses, but still we don't sometimes go deep into it. This was a very nice perspective and very nice realization that how each verse can go so much deeper into it. The Gita and have so many realizations from it. So this is a vast knowledge, and we have not even skipped the surface.
Yeah. Just one more point, just to summarize, one last point. Purpose of the pearl. So pearl can only fulfill its purpose if it stays connected to the thread. This is very important. So the moment we get disconnected, broken, we are loose, right? We're lost. We have to stay connected to the thread, and then we look beautiful. So our beauty, actual beauty, is in being connected to the thread. Then we look like a proper necklace. Otherwise, we are just lost. So that's one point. And also, this is something Nirbhay Prabhu sometimes says. When I'm trying to do something, I don't know, and I'm not able to, he says, believe that it can be done and then do it. Right? Believe that it can be done and then do it. And once I know that he has done it, it can be done, then I'm able to do it. So, so believe that there is a thread that is supporting us. Okay. Believe that. Like we think, okay, it's very hard to perceive God. It will be impossible. It's लोग ऐसे बोलते हैं ना, ये तो भगवान मिल सकते हैं, ये नहीं हो सकते. We give this comparison. कि भगवान मिलना सबसे वो है. भगवान मिल सकते हैं आराम से, right? Just believe that he's there. Our problem is we do not have faith. We do not have faith. That is our problem. That's why when we're chanting, maybe I'm wasting my time. Maybe I should not be doing this. Maybe I should be going out with my friends or watch a movie. Maybe we don't have faith. Why am I attending Bhagavatam class for an hour? Maybe I need to go play cricket somewhere, So we do not have faith. Have faith that it can be done. Have faith that this process has been followed by numerous souls before us. Okay. Prabhupada, if you start reading Prabhupada and his disciples' books, numerous souls have been delivered. I'll give you an example. I want to share this with you. I want to share this video. And you can see that souls can be delivered by following this process. We can be delivered. Have faith, hang on, keep doing it, do not give up, persist, persevere, and we will get there. Prabhupada has promised us that I will personally take you back to Godhead if you do these things. If you just chant so many number of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and if you follow the 4 regulative principles, your journey back is guaranteed. So you could be that Gop Kumar being embraced by the Lord. But let me show you this. Some of you may not have seen this. This is a song. कैसे आएगा इसमें? नहीं तो बाद में टीवी पे ऐसे लगा के दिखा सकते. Okay, some of you may not be familiar, but this is sung by George Harrison. You know that he's one of the Beatles. One of the Beatles. Everyone knows Beatles. Beatles, everybody knows Beatles. Very popular pop music. Yes, coming from London, right? So very, very popular. Okay.
One of them is alive.
One of them is alive. Okay, I don't know. Paul McCartney. So
The car was famous for.
ये आवाज बहुत कम है ना. इतना सुंदर सॉन्ग है, ये सुनिए प्लीज. We were talking about sweetness of Lord. This song is called My Sweet Lord. I won't play the whole song. It's a beautiful song. Who inspired this song? Do you know? What inspired George Harrison to write this song? Abhi, last one. Are you going to get to the last? Huh? Some. That's my Shri Gurve Namah.
Oh my God. Can I watch TV?
This was inspired by Prabhupada Association, Pure Devotee. So
When I go watch
they were
classes,
top band, right? Topmost. Huh? But he knew this is not enough. Money, fame, success, this is not enough. There is something more. So he approached Prabhupada. And he has written so many songs after that. Anyways, I wanted to show this one also to show you our how great our scripture. So multiverse theory. This is new, right? This is now coming into play.
Always watched Spider-Man multiverse, right? All the kids.
All the
This is the multiverse we're talking about.
And this multiverse is mentioned in our scriptures, ancient scriptures from thousands and thousands of years back, right? So if we do not have faith in scriptures, if we think the association of devotees is a waste of time, look how George Harrison changed his life. He's writing songs about Krishna. Huh? My sweet Lord is none other than Krishna, right? Glorifying Krishna. And I actually have his full vinyl. But association of scriptures, because scriptures are telling us the truth. It's eternal truth. It's never changing. It's not going to change. Scientists are just discovering new things, but they're all given there. It's all there. So it's always been there. We're just not looking in the right places. So faith in scriptures, faith in pure devotees, faith in their association, faith in the process. And we will be able to see the thread. Okay, Nirbhay Prabhu wants me to show this. So we, every Sunday we do Sri Shopnishat class. Some of you have attended. I think Neelveni Mataji attends, Puna Mataji, Rekha Mataji. So please feel free to attend. And we have some Sri Shopnishats here. It's a very small book. It's one of the 108 one of the 108 Upanishads that is part of Yajurveda actually.
Just a small little book, easy to read. It usually has
18 mantras plus the invocation prayer. So 19 total. So it's very easy to read. And Prabhupada actually used to write articles in Back to Godhead magazine, or that's his magazine. He wrote all these purports when he was when he gave all these purports writing as Back to Godhead articles basically. So please read. It's a beautiful book. One of the verses we shared today are from that Om Purnamada. So, okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for patiently bearing with me. Vancha Kalpurubhishya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Bhavani Yogesh Nivedana Guru Guru Arjuna Radhikaya Jaya Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Sadbhaktaya Namo Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jai Krishna Prabhupada ki jai, all glories to the Assembly, Hare Krishna, all glories to Guru and Garanga, Hare Krishna.